The number of anti-Semitic hate crimes reported to the police here in the capital has more than doubled in a year, from just under 200 to more than 450. Crimes including assault, harassment, arson and criminal damage. Mark Gardner is from the Community Security Trust. Good evening to you, Mark.
Good evening.
Just tell us, more crimes or more reports?
We think, to be honest, more reports, certainly for the first 6 months of this year. The police figures cover April 2014 through to April 2015, so that includes last summer when we had an unprecedented increase in anti-Semitic incidents at the time of the war between Israel and Hamas. CST's own figures, though, cover January to June of this year. We're showing just over a 50% increase. We think that's primarily because of better reporting.
In terms of, lots of this is online and the like. I think when people hear of, a hate crime, they don't think of it in terms of, and serious though, online stuff is. Certainly I've seen some of the stuff that people have put on Twitter and the like. People normally think of it as people going up to people in the street, don't they?
Well, actually, the online stuff for us is under 20% of what is contained in these figures, and most of it is directed at individuals. It's not us going on the internet just seeing how many anti-Semitic things we can find, because that would be ludicrous. It would run into the thousands and thousands. So the majority of instances, the most common type, is just a Jewish person going about their business in public and someone comes up and shouts anti-Semitic abuse at them.
So when you say it's due to better reporting, we have that in relation to sex crimes. So my follow-up question to that and with this is, does it mean it's more dangerous out there? Do Jewish people by and large feel safe in the capital?
I think London's a brilliant place, and I think it's a brilliant place to be Jewish. I'm not sure where else in the world is as good, to be honest with you. Jewish life is flourishing across the capital, and that's not just some kind of community spin. That's the reality of it, as most of your Jewish listeners would hopefully confirm. But unfortunately, there are times when anti-Semitism does rear its ugly head, and we're aware that it's always there or thereabouts. And then we have things like last summer when there's a war in the Middle East, and the number of incidents really increases, and it gets into the forefront of people's minds. Then, this winter when we saw the terrorist attacks in Paris and in Copenhagen, again, it makes people really conscious that those things could, God forbid, have as easily happened here in London. So people feel, I think, a greater willingness to report these things, whether it's to ourselves at CST or to the police with whom we have information exchanges.
Mark, thank you very much for your time. Mark Gardner there from the Community Security Trust, reporting on the number of anti-Semitic hate crimes reported to the police here in the capital, more than doubling in the past year or so.